You can understand a conversation, but how will I be able to have a conversation fluently? If that's a question for you, then this is the video for you. And I think this video can be advice for any language that you are learning. I learned English by myself when I was in Japan. I moved to the States a few months ago to follow my dream to become a professional dancer. And right now, I'm living by myself and using English every day. Y estoy aprendiendo español. I hope that's correct. I'm still learning. First of all, more you make mistakes, more you learn. So don't be afraid of making mistakes. So the first thing that I did was watch reality shows as much as you can. Conversation in movies or TV shows can be unrealistic sometimes, especially if you're watching like fancy one.
I'm eatable, but that is called cannibalism.
But reality shows, it's happening in real life. I could learn so many phrases that I can actually use in the daily life. So these are some of the reality shows that I was watching when I was learning English. The first one is Siesta Key. It's like the real version of Gossip Girls. They're rich, they have the perfect life. It's more like a human drama. And the next one is Selling Sunset. I know Selling Sunset is really famous here. I have no idea about the realtor, but I love the show. It's more like human drama again, so I really like this show. And the next tip that I was doing was talk to yourself in that language that you want to learn. So when I was learning English, I constantly tried to talk to myself in English and just talk out loud. For example, whenever I feel like I'm hungry, then I will say I'm hungry. Just say your feeling, just say out loud how I'm feeling. Okay, so I always think this way. You say something because there is a feeling first. There's a section between feeling to word. Because you feel something and find the word and then say the word out loud, right? So if you shorten the time between feeling and words, then you'll be able to say it faster. It's kind of like you make the English brain, not like translate it to English every single time. So for example, if I touch something and I felt cold, then I feel cold first and I'll say it, oh, it's cold. Maybe that's not a good example, but so instead of saying 冷たい, which is it's cold in Japanese, I say it's cold. I hope that makes sense. Just say out loud your feelings in that language that you want to learn every day. It's gonna help you and you don't have to translate everything in your brain every time you say something. And the next one is kind of similar to the first one, but listen podcast or vlogs every day. I do this every day for my Spanish as well. But just listen the language every day. It's gonna help you to get used to listening those language. At first, English to me was like blah 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 blah. It sounded like this to me. But right now, I can hear the every single words, and the same thing as Spanish right now. At the beginning, the Spanish was like blah 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 because it's so fast. But right now, I can hear a little words here and there. That means that I'm improving this listening skill. But you gotta do this every day. The last one is have a conversation. I know it's really hard, but it doesn't have to be the real human at first. I used Hello Talk a lot. It helped me so much. Sometimes there are weird people in there, so you gotta have to be careful. But if you can find a general people who just wants to exchange their language and teach each other and have a conversation, then it'll be the perfect app for you. And you don't have to pay anything. I hope that's not changed right now, but when I was using Hello Talk, it was all free. And the last but not least, have actual conversation with native people. It's crucial. I was terrified to have conversation with native people at first, but you're just gonna have to do it eventually because that's the goal. You want to speak the language fluently. It takes time, but trust the process and learn from the mistakes. You never learn if you're not gonna make action. When I was in Japan, whenever I go out with my friends who is learning English together, we go out for like clubs or a bar and find people from overseas and try to have a conversation, and we really had a good time. And if you live in Japan, people from overseas who lives in Tokyo, they can speak a little bit of Japanese sometimes. So it was really fun to have a conversation like where are you from or how did you come to Japan? There's so many things that you guys can talk. So I highly recommend you guys to have the courage and just try to talk in the language that you want to learn. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. These tips that I share with you guys is actual tips that I'm doing it right now for studying Spanish. Let's learn together and you can do this. If you want to watch more language learning videos, here's the video for you. I know Duolingo is kind of huge app in the language learning app industry, but in this video, I'm talking why I didn't recommend you guys using Duolingo in this video. Not gonna lie, there are good parts, but if you want to know why, then check that out. Or if you want to get to know about me more, then here's the video for you. I'm talking about how I become a professional dancer in the States. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in this video. Bye!